Episode 3 of our Volkswagen Nico Rosberg My Team. We did have a decent race at Jeddah, P11. We took some damage from Pierre Gasly. We caused like 18 safety cars ourselves by racing like an absolute buffoon. But overall, you know, I'm never going to complain with our car, which is P11. So let's take a quick look at the R&D chart. Let's take a quick look where we're at with R&D. We're pretty close to Aston Martin, actually. We're getting a little close. We have a few upgrades coming soon. We're actually not as close on the graph as we are. But Australia, traditionally a track that I am okay around, but we will see what we can do. All right, quality time in Australia. Let's get after it today, huh? We were P11 last race. Can we maximize and get P10? Let's see what we can do. Oh, is there raining? No, it's not supposed to rain. It is qualification time here in Australia, and we are out for our first flying lap. This is a track, historically, that I underperform whatever my car is, but could we maybe get out of that rut today? Our first lap, we, as always, drive like a wiener and do not really go for it. And I don't even know what the purpose of me bringing out a soft set of tires is for my first lap, because I never have a good first lap. I always suck, and I'm just super tentative. And you can see there's just a lot of corners here where I am leaving a ton of time on the board. And naturally, the Mercedes of George Russell is right on my rear wing, pressuring me. And I, as always, feel the pressure. I hate that the AI refuses to give you any space on your lap. And we missed on that chicane, that fast chicane. We didn't get all the way over the curb. You usually want to take a lot more of that curb, and you can gain a lot of time by going right over that curb in about 7th gear. And you can be very aggressive with how much you cut it. But still, Russell right on our gearbox, and it is throwing me off. And this, I've really struggled through this last corner, as you can kind of see. But we get decent traction, and based on what I did in practice, this actually wasn't the worst lap I'd ever done, but 120 is not ideal. All right, now I'm doing the Matweedy dance, getting ready for my second lap. And this was, I will say, based on what car I had, this was one of the better laps we did around Australia. So we're going to brake right as that black box leaves. Should go down to 5th gear. We get a little bit of oversteer, but not terrible through that first turn. A turn I really struggle with. I think one of the harder turns to get right. Right at the 100-meter board, we're going to go down into 4th gear, go down to 3rd, keep it tight, and then really snap that wheel over. Make sure you keep that nice inside line. Short shift to 5th, and then flat out. We actually have to give a little lift. I would like to take that flat. And then we're going to downshift into 6th and take the new and improved racing line I discovered. Somehow we didn't get invalidated, but that did cost us a little bit of time. Now we're just going dead straight. Nothing here. Our car in a straight line is mid at best. We're not really ultra quick yet in a straight line. So downshift twice at the 15-meter board, and this time really cut that corner aggressively. Give a little lift just to make sure we don't unsettle the car. Stay nice and tight to that inside. Brake right before the 50-meter board, down into 4th gear. Keep that traction nice and easy on the power, and usually I would keep it in 6th gear, but with our car now we cannot. Back up to 6th gear. I probably should have kept it in 5th. Down to 2nd, that was actually a misshift. Back up to 3rd, back to 4th, and then up into 5th gear, going into the final turn. I am thinking we might have a chance at getting out of Q2 with that lap. So close! Oh, that was a good lap, man. Well, besides the part where I cut the corner and went through the gravel, but other than that, it was a good lap. It was a good lap. If that gravel costed me Q2. Pain.
Gonna be a classic. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. It's a combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners, making it a very tricky track when it comes to overtaking. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Russell, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Joe and Pierre Gasly, Bottas, Mick Schumacher, Kevin Magnussen and Tsunoda, Riccardo, Bird, Sebastian Vettel and Alex Albon, Ocon, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, Stroll, Latifi and Liam Lawson. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Natalie Pinkham joins me once again in the commentary.
All right, we got one spot due to a grid penalty, so let's see what we can do from P16. Our pace was a lot better around here than even I could have imagined, to be honest with you.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers.
Do around here. We have 5 red lights from Albert Park, and it is lights out. And away we go. Well, or away, I just completely did not move on my grid spot. Pretty mediocre start. We lose a position to Vettel. Just gonna avoid people. Oh gosh, the Haas is all over the road. Riccardo gives us a little squeeze. And we're up back into P16. I don't even know who we passed. It looks like Carnage up there, and Carnage I am trying to avoid. Gonna stay out of trouble lap 1 and let me get into a little rhythm. But I need to stay out of trouble and just hold place. Oh, our teammate is in the pits. Not ideal. We're going 3 wide, baby. We're going 3 wide. I just have to be a little braver on the brakes. I was a little too brave. I did a Riccardo to Riccardo, but it wasn't as good. But hey, I guess we got the double overtake. If you count it, I count it. And Riccardo's gonna show us how it's done. Danny Rick's like, nah, bruh. That's not how you go late on the brakes. Watch this. And he absolutely does us in. We're in a good spot to possibly battle for some points, depending on how this race shakes out. We do need to keep Riccardo within DRS. We're gonna have to deploy some battery here to make sure we get back within DRS. We have used a ton of battery, a lot more than I would have liked, or we would have liked to use this at this point in the race. We fell out of DRS to Riccardo. The McLaren is just a lot faster, and Albon is going to be on our rear wing, probably going into these turns. So, where's this understeer coming from? Oh boy, this is not good. This is not good. We're going to try and force Albon to the outside. We do. Pretty good defending. Placed our car perfectly there. But man, there's understeer everywhere right now. We always set up the car for oversteer because we prefer oversteer to understeer, but apparently that is not making a difference. P15, falling back from Riccardo a little bit. Under fire from Albon. Alright, we put a little bit of distance between us and Albon, which is nice. Albon closed like 4/10 in that final sector. Where are we losing this time? So we go over the curb just to make sure we do not completely unsettle the car. Our battery is gone. I don't know what happened to it. Probably got used or something. I have no idea what the hell happened to it. It just drained so fast. We had to use a ton of it to keep Albon behind and to try and stay within DRS of Riccardo. Both of those things, which we kind of failed at, so. Try and harvest some battery these next few laps and try and get some back. We're not completely out of Riccardo's range yet, so as long as we can keep Albon behind and get some battery back, it'd be a massive win. We found a new racing line. We found a new racing line here at Australia. Oh, that is a Red Bull. Why is there a Red Bull of Sergio Perez? He started P2, didn't he? That would be a Red Bull. If we can keep that Red Bull behind us for even a... No, we're not going to be able to keep it behind us. It's a 10th beat. I'm not even going to fight this. Yeah, we're not even going to fight this. We don't want it to compromise our line at all. Sucks we won't get DRS though. But this might allow us to get DRS. Perez must have damage. I can't imagine he qualified this low. We managed to get a little battery back. We're probably going to need at least 2 or 3 more laps of harvesting still. Oh, we're going to have to use some. We really want to get DRS. I think we're going to miss out. We are going to get DRS. Awesome. All right, perfect. We are going to get DRS though on both straights, which is amazing. It'll allow us to save some battery and keep Albon behind us. Vettel's going to pit. He started on the soft, so that Aston Martin looks to be on a 2-stopper. Really fighting the car right now. It's like wrestling a bear. We're going to save the battery for our end lap. As long as Albon stays behind, we're just going to keep saving that battery for the end lap. Perez and Riccardo wheel to wheel up there. Riccardo coming for that seat next year. He wants to go back to Red Bull. Oh, Liam. Oh, Liam. So much for saving battery. If we want to keep Albon behind, we're going to have to. Is Albon going to have a look to the inside? He is not. I thought he might there for a second. He was very close. Albon seems like he's pushing one lap and saving the next because he seems to fall off a lot after Sector 1. Our car is very draggy, not slippery in a straight line. We're focusing on making this, getting the aerodynamics sorted and trying to get the most rear and front downforce right now. We are going to get DRS from Riccardo though. This is the closest we have been to Riccardo in a significant amount of time. A little bit of a lockup. Not the end of the world though. The fact that we're keeping up with a McLaren at all feels really good and has to give the team a lot of confidence right now. Because on paper, we should not be keeping up with Daniel Ricciardo's McLaren. It goes to show you how much of a pro Nico Rosberg is. Some fighting up there with the Haas and the Red Bull, which could let us maybe have a look. The squabbling is definitely good for us because we are currently further up the grid than maybe you would think based on our car. Mark tells us no concerns and it is push. But we are in P14 with cars that we have pretty good pace. And we have pretty good pace around here, I will say. So the chance for the first points in Volkswagen Formula 1 history could be coming. Looking better now. The battery situation's looking better. Still not great, but we managed to harvest the last few laps and get some battery back. There's a yellow flag. Don't know what for quite yet.
Green flag.
It's green, so I don't know what happened. Probably Latifi spun. Oh, Albon behind us. Be interested to see what happened to Alex Albon there. Was it my fault? I'm already on pace to get a race ban after last race, so I am going to deploy some ERS here. Can we somehow close this gap to maybe get into the detection zone? Get DRS? I do not think we're going to have enough pace. It's going to be close. We are going to miss it. No, we did. We did get the detection zone and we do get DRS. Nice. Those Porsche downshifts are beautiful. We missed the detection zone though, so no DRS there. Lap 11 though, not a lot has happened. We are keeping pace with faster cars in front of us. Nico Rosberg absolutely maximizing this car right now. Going for the clean sweep over his teammate this year. More impressive than beating Lewis Hamilton in equal machinery, beating Liam Lawson in equal machinery. More impressive, I'd argue. The Haas is going to make a nice move on Riccardo. That battling in front might just invite us to join. Don't have a party without me. Those cars are just rapid. All right, we're boxing, so we are free to push. We're gonna pretty much drain the battery because we will gain a lot of it back in the pits. So it is important that we have a really good in-lap and really push hard using our battery. Esteban Ocon is on our rear wing. We know Esteban Ocon likes to get involved at times. We had a few moments with him at Jeddah where he hit us, so. Esteban likes to go wheel to wheel, and he takes wheel to wheel extremely literally. So far this race, we couldn't have asked for more. We could not have asked for more from this race. Maybe not to lock up going into that turn every single time. Other than that, we couldn't have asked for more. All three of us are gonna box here. I maybe could have stayed out, but we're not even gonna risk it. We are gonna box, and let's see if we can maybe make up some spots in the pit. Let's see the pit crew go to work. Let's see the...
Okay, there seems to have been a problem removing the right front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us, and let's finish this race as strong as...
Not ideal. Oh, we lose about 3 seconds in the pit lane. That is not what you wanted to see. The front right has a tough time coming off, and all that good work we did in that first stint, pretty much undone. Now we need to get these tires up to temperature and really start pushing. Our teammate is now behind us. I believe Liam is going to have to make another stop, though. On cue. Who is that? Latifi in front of us. Yeah, we do lose a spot to Latifi, I believe, also, who was behind us. That is... The bad pit stop really cost us. Get the worst exit of all time and not make a move. Late on the brakes. On the go, Tiffy. Does he have the switchback? He might go for the switchback. Gonna leave Nicholas plenty of space in his wheel-to-wheel with the Williams. Roll the car in, and we get the move done. Brilliant driving. Ish. 3/10 back now, Latifi is. Stroll is fighting Latifi, which is really good for us. Because Latifi probably would have been able to fight us back if Stroll wasn't all over him and he didn't have to defend. So now we need to separate from these two clowns behind us. Willingness to throw our car over that curb. Fernando Alonso out of the session. Alonso's engine on fire. No shot. We've never seen that before. Yellow flag in sector 3. We can see Alonso is off ahead of us. And Alonso DNF. And out with Alpine. Familiar sight. Tsunoda definitely has an issue because we are closing quick on Yuki. P15 could be in our sights, and P15 would be a great finish for where our car is. 1 second. We finally nailed that last turn. It only took us all race. Still can't nail turn 1 though. Did Yuki get his engine power back? Because now he's flying. I think Yuki might have got his power back. What the heck? Seems like they fixed Yuki's engine remotely because he is flying again. Yeah, we're losing a ton of time now. I can't close that gap. I don't feel like my pace is that far off either. Gonna save some battery. A little bit of battery just for the end of this race. But yep, looking like P16. Use every look. Verstappen is just fastest lap, fastest lap. He already won the race? Holy, oh, I guess he got the fastest lap. I shouldn't be surprised. He was right behind me. At least we didn't get lapped. W. And we are going to come across the line in P16, which is a decent result for our car. Nico Rosberg absolutely maximizing the VW1. P16, decent race.
Some great battles on the streets of Melbourne today then, and they've taken a fantastic win. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we could talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those that we've witnessed today.
Here come today's winners, the team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
That is another win for Red Bull, or that might even be their first win. I am not keeping track of anyone else besides Volkswagen. But the double Ferrari podium. All right, how did Liam finish? Liam finished P20. Oh, he finished in front of the two people that DNF'd and was one lap back. Not a great effort from Liam Lawson today. But we beat the two car. We beat both Williams and both Aston Martins, which is honestly about where we should be. So a decent race from us today.